Hey, 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 come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Hey, come on in, come on in, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I feel like I need a jingle to open up. You know, some of my songwriters or something, friends that are songwriters and singers, let's think about that, about coming up with a potluck jingle. Yeah, so let's think about that. I'm going to give a few seconds. I'm going to hold to the tradition, get 14 people in here, and we will get started. This has been a week. This has been actually a long week. It seems as if someone pressed fast forward, and it was Monday, then it was Thursday. But like they say in church, I won't complain. Had a little song up in my heart. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's in low connection. Hopefully, we're going to be able to be connected. Hopefully we will. I'm going to get some time for some individuals to come in. Again, I'm so happy about another episode. This is actually the 5th episode of the Potluck. So I'm very, 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 very excited about that. Today was going to be a pre-recorded show. However, I am dedicated to the cause, and I decided that, hey, I am going to be at the table with my people. So we have some people that are coming in now. Marilyn Urquhart Miller, my soror / cousin now. Thank you for tuning in. My cousin Deirdre just tuned in. Again, thank you so much for coming in. Give me a check to make sure that you can hear me and that you can see me well. I got an alert saying that it was low connectivity. So I want to make sure that you guys can hear and see me quite well. Give me a thumbs up or say, hey, we're good, I hear you, or something. And again, this has been a very, very, very busy week. Booker has been booked. And it seems as if this week just went by really, 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 really fast. So like it started with Monday, somebody hit fast forward, and here we are at Thursday. But I will not complain. As you guys are coming in, I do want to personally invite you to a script reading at the Arkansas Theater that will be taking place tomorrow, March 16th. I am actually reading a script for a play called Pudding, as some may say. And that will take place tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Guess what, people? The show is free. So if you are available at 5 o'clock on tomorrow, I know some people get off at 5 o'clock. However, you may be a little bit late, but you can come by and maybe check that out. Also, I want you guys to support the Arkansas Theater. Chris James is doing a great job with that. It's something new for Arkansas, supporting the arts. So I think that that's a very great thing. And of course, if you want things to continue to come to our city, we must support it. And the lovers of art, show that you love the art. And there is a play that's going on tomorrow. It's called Greenwood or something of that nature. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name, but I know it discusses the Black Wall Street. So that's going to be fun and exciting. Also, I want to plug my open mic night, which will take place or has been rescheduled for March 21st at 7 o'clock p.m. at the Quapaw Quarter United Church Theater. And that address is 1601 South Louisiana Street here in Little Rock. Again, that's 1601 South Louisiana Street here in the wonderful city of Little Rock, Arkansas. Again, that's my open mic night, which will take place March 21st at 7 o'clock p.m. And the fee is what? Pay what you can. If you got $1 and you want to give it, give it. If you have 100, you want to give it or donate it rather, donate it. Tara Rainey, you got in finally. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you remembered. I'm glad. Michael, hometown, Packentown Potlicker, another Packentownian, at least her folks are. Soul Sister Marie Jones. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to give a few analytics as well. I'm a little tongue-tied today, people. Today has been a long day. Our first show, we had 768 views and 84 comments. Pretty good. Our second show, 350 views, and we had 36 comments. Our third show, 186 views with 92 comments. Our fourth show, 392 views with 136 comments. And our fifth show, which was last week, we had 378 views with 79 comments. So we've been doing a lot of talking. I definitely appreciate you for your support. George, Jennifer, thanks for tuning in. We've had a lot of support, and it means a lot to support, because I just want to create this platform just so we can talk. Not necessarily always deep, but just have conversations or ask the crazy questions that no one ever wants to ask, or just pause for the cause outside of your day and just have some conversations with other people. So again, thank you for the dishes in which you have bought to the potluck. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and just delve into this thing. Again, pull up a chair and let's talk. I want to review our first topic that we ever had was cordial versus fake. And believe it or not, people, I was nervous as I don't know what. I'm very comfortable in front of crowds. I'm very comfortable in front of the camera. However, when I'm just here with just me alone and it's a microphone and some lights, I tend to freeze up. Just like on the radio, I tend to freeze up. But that was actually the highest grossing show that we had thus far, so I guess it was not that bad. And that topic was cordial versus fake. And we were discussing, is there a difference between being cordial versus fake, or is it one in the same? That's what we wanted to know. So we had a lot of comments on that particular topic. And the appetizer that I served up that day is that the fakest people are the ones that brag about being real. And I'm a firm believer, if you are what you say you are, just be it and we will see it. You don't have to tell people, I'm real, I'm hard, I'm safe. Just be it. So if you're not a fake person, there's no need for you to say, I'm not a fake person. We will see that you're not a fake person. I can say I've been blessed to be around people. It is what it is. There's no faking it. If it comes up, it comes out. And they're going to let you know an honest opinion, whether it, you like it or not. So oftentimes we think of cordial, and when I think of it, I think about the Ratchet television that I watch, and it was like, I'm just going to go to her house and be cordial. I'm just going to go to his party to be cordial. And in my reality, in my world, I personally would not go somewhere where I'm not welcome or where I have to be fake. I can choose, in a sense, because I have freedom where I go. But when we talked about this particular topic, it was pretty much we were talking about being cordial is being professional. Being cordial is just being nice, being an adult. It was just simply adulting. Adulting is what some people said. And then fake was basically being not genuine, being counterfeit, fraudulent, and acting as if nothing has ever happened between you and that person. You know that you may have done something behind that person's back a few minutes before you saw them, and then you walk up to them and you hug them as if they are your best friend. So that was the conclusion that we came to with that. And again, the people that are just tuning in, we're serving up leftovers today here at the Potluck, and we all know, and if you don't know, now you're going to know, is that we have leftovers. It normally tastes better the second day or the third day. I don't go past the third day. But it tastes better because the seasoning has had time to sink into the food, etc. And again, you guys can chime in at any time. We're serving up leftovers. So now that we've had these 5 shows, maybe some things have sunk in. I know there are a lot of people that have sent me texts and saw me in person and added things to the comments or things that they wish they would have commented when we were doing the show. How are you doing, Jennifer? How are you doing, Shannon, Venus, Miss Bogan? Again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Potluck. So going back to cordial versus fake, the conclusion that we reach is basically it's being professional. It is being an adult. Whereas I may not like a person, but if it is required and necessary, I will work with that person as long as I have to get a job done. So it's just simply being professional. That was the conclusion that we came to with our first topic, which was cordial versus fake. Now, if you have something to add to that, if you have some time to think about it and you want to add something to that, give me your definition of what do you think being cordial is and what fake is, or are they one and the same? Is cordial like a step cousin to being fake because you're acting as if nothing ever happened, or you're acting as if you're okay with that person? Or is it totally opposite? Is it just being an adult, not holding a grudge against a person who has done something and just getting a job done? How you doing, Miss Rita? Thank you for tuning in. Our all-timer representing in the house. Now, our next topic that we served up, and that topic was securing the bag, living on a fixed income, and working a salary job. And the appetizer that I served on that day was, don't tell me what you value. Show me your budget and I'll tell you what you value. It isn't what you earn, but how you spend it and how you show your value towards it. And then we also served up a booker kebab that day. And the booker kebab for that day was, just because a person looks like $1,000,000 does not mean that they are not living from paycheck to paycheck. And just because a person looks like they are living from paycheck to paycheck doesn't mean they are. Don't cash people's checks for them. New money screams and old money whispers. And pretty much what we're saying with that, a person that got money or new money, they're going to have a bankroll. They're going to be flashing it. They're going to, go out and buy the latest car and just always being really, really flashy because it's new money. And old money just sits back and watch. They may buy some things or they may have nice things. And I would say, you don't have to tell people. A person who has good taste, they know quality when they see it. I don't have to tell you, oh, this is Coach or oh, this is Fendi. It will speak for itself. So again, remember, new money screams and old money whispers. All right, so securing the bag, living on a fixed income, and working a salaried job. Now, the Urban Dictionary describes securing the bag as to receive news from a person you ask. Now, that was Urban Dictionary. However, my version of what I think most people's version of securing the bag is just simply getting your money. Have a job, get your money. Just making sure that your bills are paid and you have a little money to play with on the side. Hey, my cousin is tuning in all the way from Chicago. My cousin Brendan Thurman. Thank you so much for tuning in. How you doing, Rita? And how you doing, Mrs. Bobby? Alrighty. So securing the bag. And also, I even talked about that. JD McGee, how are you doing, sir? I actually have some information I want to share with you, JD, on Scipio Africanus Jones. I want to share the information with you. So securing the bag is as far as what most people think of. It's just simply making sure that you get money to pay your bills and do what you need to do. Also, it is my belief that securing the bag kind of stems from the strip club. Not saying that I've ever been there, but some strippers actually have a little bag on their wrist, and you'll see them picking up money, and they'll put it in that particular bag. So I'm assuming that term came from the strip club. So if you have money in that bag, you're securing it, and they also have security people that are watching, and just making sure that you have money for what you need. Now, I haven't had an interview or had a talk with a stripper lately, and not saying I've ever been to a strip club or anything. However, again, I haven't talked to one lately. I personally believe that that's where that term came from. And also a fixed income. I hear a lot of older people. How you doing, my frat brother, all the way from Dallas, Mr. Walker? Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so as far as living on a fixed income, you might hear a lot of older people talking about it. How you doing, Shakoria? You might hear a lot of old people saying, well, I'm living on a fixed income. I can't do this. I can't do that. And it simply means they get a check from the government, SSI, disability, and retirement, and their money is the same every month. However, when we compared it to a salary, when you think about it, it's exactly the same. I'm on a fixed income. My check is the same every 2 weeks. So it's sometimes looked down on. And sometimes the people who live or have a job in which they receive a salary, they look down on individuals that work hourly jobs. But guess what, people? If those people work a lot of hours or whenever they work to get paid, us people that are on salaries, regardless if we're working at home or if we come in on the weekend, you're not getting paid from that. So it's pretty much kind of like one and the same, but it's important for you to secure your bag. It's important if you have if you're living on a fixed income, that you make sure that you budget. That's important. Like I stated earlier, it's not what you say, it's how you show me. You will show me what you value by looking at your budget. We also spent some time where we were talking about the teachers and, the teachers and their fixed income. And some people think that they get paid during the summer and don't have to report to work. But we'll talk about that another time. And the dessert that we served up on that particular day was money is not the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. And I'll challenge anybody. Read your Bible. Open it up. Read your Bible. Where it will say that the love of money is the root of all evil, not money is the root of all evil. So, hey, I like money. I like to make money. and it doesn't control me, but it's definitely important. How you doing, Clarissa Vaughn Coleman, Demetrius Parker, Toriano Hobbs, all the way from Dallas, Texas. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, our next topic was nicknames. How many of us have them? And you guys can comment in the comment section. What are your nicknames? Of course, I know I have my fair share of them, and I still have not counted them. However, I go by Warren L. Booker Jr. That is my signature name. Actually, that's a sentence. Warren L. Booker Jr. It even has a period at the end of it. But anyway, that's who I am. That separates me from my dad, Warren L. Booker Jr. I really like the name. I didn't growing up. However, I guess people feel as if that's not good enough. So they give you nicknames. And actually, we came to the conclusion that on that day that people don't give you nicknames to demean you sometimes. Oftentimes, it's a term of endearment. It's going to show that personal relationship that you may have with someone. Someone may say, well, his name is Terrence, but I call him T. Dr. Miller, thank you so much for tuning in. Tara stated here that twin is her most common name because she is a twin. And Tara, I want to know, how do you feel about that? Is that like a generic name? Would you prefer someone else to call you, like I call you T-Rain sometimes? Would you prefer something more personal, or would you just prefer to be called Tara or Tara, like some people say? Let me know what you think about that. Now, the nicknames are pretty much, it's a familiar or humorous name, and some of them, I don't know how people derive to these nicknames. I don't know. It's just some of them are crazy, and then sometimes it's a whole nother name. So I'm like, why don't you just call them by their real name? But no one has provided me an answer with that. So if you know that why is a person's name one thing, you give them a whole another name. My name is Annie, but you call me Josephine. Just hit me out. And it could be, I know that I change people's names sometimes because they look like they should be whatever I'm calling them, and I don't have that right. But why are they given? We pose that question. Is it because some people can't say the name, or the name is too long so they shorten it? Or is it to just show a personal relationship? Because I know I have my Aunt Bet, and that's a nickname, Bet. She just called all the kids Luke and Ludi. Now, she calls us by our name, but I think the names got too complicated or the family got too large. So that's her nickname for everyone. And then you have some stars that totally changed their name. Like Jamie Foxx. I can't remember what Jamie Foxx's real name is. Hey, Alexa, what is Jamie Foxx's real name?
Jamie Foxx's birth name is Eric Marlon Bishop.
Okay, Eric Marlon Bishop. Eric Marlon Bishop is Jamie Foxx's real name. We have Vivica Fox. It's something about these Foxes. We have Snoop Dogg, T.I. And of course, those are stage names. So, there are some more common things. Like if a person's name is Gloria, we call them Glow. If it's Dorothy, we call them Dot. If it's Cynthia, you call them Sin. If it's William, we call them Bill. I still don't understand that. If it's Robert, we call you Bob. If it's Christopher, we call you Chris. If it's Mitchell, we call him Mitch. If it's Kenneth, we may call you Kendrick. Or if it's Kenneth or Kendrick, we may call you Ken. Yes, that is one nickname. Dub B. It's your boy Dub B right here on the ones and twos. Actually, that's my DJ / pseudo name for some tracks that I've laid down. So that is one name that I have adopted. And since Dr. Miller pointed out one of my nicknames, I guess I'll go ahead and share some of the others. I have one nickname is Vale. My middle name is Lavelle, so that makes sense. It's just shortened. We have Book, Junior, Webster, Toot. I'm not going to say that one. Webster, Big Man. And I know that was given to me by my grandfather, my great-grandfather, rather, because I was one of the shortest kids out of all of my cousins. I don't know what happened. However, I was one of the shortest, so I think in order to make me feel big, he would call me Big Man, and actually I did. Buster was another name. Bo Clark, WB, Dub B, WLBJR, Deuce, Unc, Hollywood, Mr. Professor, Tyler Perry Jr., Daddy. And yes, I said Daddy. Some people call me Daddy. Alrighty. So what are some of your nicknames? What are some of your nicknames? Yes, Tara, DJ. I DJ sometimes. Yeah. Via my phone. I want to know, Mindy, what's your nickname? Tiki, do you have a nickname? Monique, Mo, do you have a nickname? KTM, I know you have a nickname. That's one of them. Or Kyle T. Just share some of your nicknames or nicknames that you may have given some people. Bubba is another nickname. Junebug. Almost everybody has someone or knows someone with the nickname Junebug. Peaches. And some of the other ones that were kind of unique, and it could be just unique to my area, but one of my uncles' name is Nuji. Another one name is Toppy. I have relatives that nicknames are Tiny, Pep, Rusty, P. Rooney, Bet, Det, Boy, Fat Cat, Biggie, Booty, Winnie, Baby, Dirty, Stank, Lil Funky, Lil Bit, Muffin, Blue, Black, Red, Cricket, Scooter, Snake, Woo Woo, Nipsey, Kimbo. So there are a whole lot of nicknames that are given. Again, I'm of the opinion that these are just simply to show terms of endearment. Big Mo is a name for Monique. What's up, Mo? Mocha. Hey, JD McGee, Big Mac. What's up with it, Big Mac? I like that one. Yeah, that's my frat brother right there. Tarani stated that my uncle and some of my cousins call me and my sister Tasha Tara because they can't tell us apart. Y'all do look alike. But I do know y'all apart because I've been around you for so long. And I get that. They're just going to call you both of the names and hopefully you'll respond to one of them. I have some cousins, Pam and Wynn. I don't know them apart. I just know sometimes when I see them, hey, I'll take a guess or just say, hey, Pam or Wynn. So I could definitely relate to that. The dessert that we served up on that day states here that sometimes nicknames are language when words fail to express love. And that is true. How are you doing, Michaela? You done hacked your mama's account. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. Kayla, I have a cousin named Kalia, and I call her Clear, and I spell it with the K. That's just our thing. Deirdre, your nickname is Didi. I'm going to go ahead and put you on out there. And again, those individuals that have pledged, then you get a line name. So that's a separate way, I guess, of showing your relation to the organization. Because I am Asiatic Blue, also known as Phi Blueistic Ace, from fall 2011, Hidden Sigma Secrets from the Gangsta Beta Theta chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. So I guess that shows another side, another layer of that person. All right, Miss Clarissa Von Coleman. And people, this woman is very near and dear to me. The devil has tried to attack her body, but she is a soldier. She is a G. She has been fighting. He tried to take her voice, but guess what? She's a singer. She's talking through her singer voice. And when you hear her sing, I got chills again just thinking about what happened the other day. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And when she started talking about the name of Jesus, something just happened. How are you doing, Dovey Bro? Thank you so much for tuning in. Some people call Clarissa, let's see here. Clarissa is my given name, but my family calls me Clarice or Miss Ann and Reese, or either church lady. So that's very cool. Cameron Foster, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the 21st for the open mic night. All right, so we're going to move on to our next leftover. These leftovers are real good. I told you, once the seasoning sinks in, I mean, it tastes a lot better, and it's definitely good with chili. It definitely tastes better the next day. So the next topic that we talked about was dialect, old sayings, and traditions. Dialect, old sayings, and traditions. Miss Burrow, why did you do me like that? Well, that is so true. Some people call you fresh wind. I tell you, when this woman walks in a room, it's just some wind that follows her, and it is very fresh. And it actually, I mean, it has been that way since I met her, and I definitely appreciate that. And that's just kind of like our inside joke. All right, so dialect, old sayings, and traditions. I will tell you, I have been in contact with some people, and they're like, "Why? How is you over there yonder?" I'm like, is that English? Is that English? But there are some people who have a language in which it's indicative or to their particular culture or to their family, and they understand that. So we talked about a dialect being a particular form of a language which is peculiar to a specific origin or group, and then we have our old sayings, and these are just basic linguistic phenomena, and then we have traditions, just a way that we do things for a certain culture. And some of the things, or some of the new things that were given to me, we talked about diabetes, and a lot of people refer to having diabetes as having the sugar or having sugar or my sugar is low, which we know that they're referring to insulin or they're referring to their diabetic situation. However, I mean, people probably went to the doctor and say, well, I got the sugar. I went to the doctor and they told me I got sugar. That's what I grew up hearing. Also, one thing that was given to me today, when a person feels as if they are becoming an adult and they're older, you would hear someone say that, oh, that boy's smelling his piss. Meaning that they're starting to smell themselves and starting to smell like a man, and they better check that. Also, so another things that was given to me was the terms of hunching, which is or either clothes burning, dinner main, wee wee, pocketbook, Trisha Ann, and these are all names. And these are some nasty people, I guess, that were giving these to me, that are given to genitalia. Also, some of the other old terms that were given, like, I'm going to pay you on the first, or pick up that purse, and they're saying, I'm going to pay you on the first, meaning the first of the month. A lot of people get their checks on the first of the month. Put that purse down. They're saying purse, chillins. Your mama be here directly. We going up yonder. How you doing, Mr. Lunny? Oh, I'm fair to Midland. That means that I'm kind of in between. I'm okay. Ooh, it's kind of chilly, and I like food, so I'm thinking chilly. But they're referring to the temperature. They're referring to it being cold outside. And my folks are really throwing me off tonight. Y'all know I have ADD. Randall Walker just stated feeling unnecessary. And we had a situation. Now I'll go ahead and tell this. I got this from my grandmother. One day she just said, ooh, I just feel so unnecessary. And I was like, how can a person feel unnecessary as long as they got breath in their body? But I had a situation where I just felt unnecessary. I was just sitting there. I wasn't needed. There was nothing to do, and I just felt unnecessary. So they just won't let that go. Also, some people use the term a many a day, or a person that had a shooter first, and that just simply means they didn't have any shoes on. They ain't got no teeth is in their head, meaning they don't have any teeth. Or go put that cup in that zinc. We flew out there, and she stopped him. Or how are you doing? I'm tolerably well, meaning I am tolerably well. They're gonna wrench around. Well, I say, my land, some teeth, which means something to eat. My dad, which is a dad. Deity, which is a daddy. She sat, meaning that you sat or you sit. And I hear a lot of people using, oh man, we sat, I don't see nothing, when they're playing dominoes, or is it spades? No, it's spades. I'm sorry, y'all. I attended the HBCU and I grew up in the country with people playing dominoes and spades in the backyard. But you have to think. I don't like to think when I'm having fun, so I do not know how to play. I'm fixing to. That's what? I'll say that in a minute. I'm fixing to. And I understand. And that simply means I am preparing to. Or I'm beginning to endeavor. I'm fixing to. That's definitely a good one, Dr. Miller. AJ Smith said, Chef Book or D. Chef Booker, that's right. Master Chef. It's not, Master's not on there, but yeah, Master Chef. Yeah, we're cooking up some leftovers. I guess we're just warming them up today. I'm not technically cooking. I've heard some people say that a person is crazy as a Bessie bug, and that's what some of y'all are. A hard head makes a soft behind is an old saying. I don't have no time for that tomfoolery. Let's see, what else? Cutting the rug, meaning they were dancing. Now, we were cutting rugs before people started twerking and before they started getting on, not Snapchat, what do they call it? TikTok. Yeah, we were cutting rugs before any of that. And another one, what don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. And, somebody said, I'm telling you, or people that are very close would say they're thick as thieves and so on and so forth. So we all know that these things are very indicative to our culture. They're very important. And let me see. Miss Vaughn stated that you hope me instead of help me. Yeah, that's definitely. Yeah, she hoped me put those dishes in the I almost said dishes in the dryer. The dishes in the dishwasher. Some of the other traditions that we have would be like having Walmart bags or whatever in a drawer. And for some reason, most of the time you go to someone's house, they're always going to have a Walmart, Kroger bag, or some type of plastic bag. And if you're taking food, they get in, they tie it up. It's a certain way you tie it. You have to put like about 2 or 3 different knots in there. So I just find how from the hood to the heights, I have seen that done. Or having bacon grease on the stove. When you cook bacon, pour it in some type of container and you cook with it later. Battering your chicken with flour in a paper bag, or I haven't seen you since heck was a pup. Now here was another one that someone shared. It states that I take a bath every Saturday whether I need it or not. And I'm like, I take a bath every day, but I kind of get it in the sense of, at one point water, it was expensive. Our people worked in the fields. They didn't have the, I guess, couldn't afford maybe to take baths every day, but they knew they were going to church the next day, so they wanted to smell good for the Lord and the people sitting next to them. W. Burrow shared another one. How about I brought you into this world and I'll take you out? That's definitely good. And then I came home and saying, you can call scan if you want to. They can take you. All right. How you doing, Travis Johnson? Good to see you. AJ Smith said, use those bags as a That's right. You can use those Walmart bags as trash bags as well. And I'll be truthful with y'all. If I go to Walmart, we all now work for Walmart. I saw a lot of people commenting about getting your W-2 forms and from Walmart. If they happen to be connected, I just go ahead and go with them because I know that they can be used for other purposes. I've even seen people use those bags as umbrellas, women, to cover their head, or if they were putting a rinse on their hair, that's another. Put a wrench on there. They would put the rinse on or the color on and cover it with a plastic bag. Some other food traditions that we may have is having chili with cinnamon rolls, fish and spaghetti. Now, in my household, we did not have fish and spaghettis. It was fish or spaghettis. But some people feel as if that goes together because to me, the noodle or the pasta, that's your side or whatever. And then your meat is the ground beef. However, it's every household is different. Monique Battle said that I still use the bags with 2 knots. I'm talking about you have to tie with the 2 knots. You have to make sure that it's secure. And it's just funny how we all grow up in different environments, different socioeconomic statuses. And we have some of the same traditions. It's just a part of the culture, and I love it. Terry Ann stated that if you can hum, you can hear me. And that is true. If you can hum, you can hear. I definitely heard that. Meaning like if you hear me saying something, you can say, you heard me. Stop playing. So that's definitely a good one. Some of other traditions like chicken, rice, and gravy. And for my family, that's a Sunday meal, a Sunday breakfast rather, have chicken, rice, and gravy. My Aunt Mildred makes the best chicken, rice, and gravy. Whereas that's dinner for some people. And believe it or not, people, when I get off of here, I'm going to make some gravy from scratch. Did I say spaghettis? Oh, some people say, yeah, we should have spaghettis, which it should be spaghettis. I have educated people who have to make sure that I kind of represent well. And my grandmother don't play that. Miss Burrows stated that when did they become bags? They used to be called sacks. And that is so true. That is so true. Did I say spaghettis, y'all? I'm sorry. Spaghetti. I know better. I hope I don't disappoint my grandmother and my teachers. I'm so sorry. Thank you guys for calling me out. No, spaghetti. Spaghetti. Singular, not plural. And going back to the chicken, rice, and gravy, my aunt cooks it. I'm going to cook some tonight as we leave here. I picked up a piece of chicken. I'm going to throw it in some gravy. And trust me, people, if you want to know what reheats well, get you a breast or breath. And I said that on purpose, from Popeyes, and come home and make some gravy from scratch and smother and cook some gravy. I promise you, that is the best meal ever. Some other traditions, family reunions. Some people in certain cultures, and it even came out when we had this particular topic, that some people, like of a Caucasian culture, they do not have family reunions. So that is something that I know the African American culture has, and it pretty much has the same format. Friday, you're going to meet and greet with the people that you already know because you're already family, but you're going to have a meet and greet, you're going to play games, and then on that Saturday, you're going to have a picnic, and you may have like a volleyball game or something. And then on Sunday, you're going to go to church, and on You're going to go to church and you're going to have a banquet. That's the typical format. But however, I give a big shout out to my aunt Josephine Jones, who does spice up our family reunions. And we have some of the same format, sticking with the tradition, but we have themes and all that stuff. So I really like that. Some other traditions, walking down the aisle, throwing rice, which they don't really throw rice anymore. I've been told that the birds were choking on it. So now they throw bird seeds if people use that. Also having black eyed peas on New Year's. Having, I think black eyed peas are for good luck, and you cook greens, and the greens are for money. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. And then you don't wash on New Year's or New Year's Eve because you'll wash out your blessings or whatever, which I'm not, I mean, I'm traditional when it comes to some things. All right, so I guess this was kind of a long show. The desserts that we served on that night was traditions touch us, they connect us, and they expand us. So again, that was our traditions, old sayings, and dialect show. Now moving on to our last one, and this was our 5th show. We're up to show number 5. This is the last one. And we were focusing on hair, natural, good, bad, skin, bleaching, filters, lighting, facial reconstruction such as surgery, Botox, and fillers. And I shared with you guys the lyrics from the TLC song, and I'm going to share that again. You can buy your hair if it won't grow. You can fix your nose if he says so. You can buy all the makeup that Mac can make. But if you can't look inside you and find out who I am too, be in the position to make me feel so damn unpretty. And those lyrics are powerful. I think all the young girls need to hear that, or people in general, because we have a major issue about hair and natural hair and who has good hair. And we came to the conclusion last time that if a person has hair, they have good hair. Simple as that. Terry Ann Patrick said that some people say deers, that's right, instead of deer, or pantses, that's another one. If they see more than one deer, they will say deers, them deers out there. And I must say that I've been guilty of that. And I struggle with the pant in pantses. How you doing, Derek Blake? Thank you so much for tuning in. Teresa Harper, T Harp, a nickname that I've given to her. Charlotte Allen Rowe, Leon Carroll, Rosie Clayton. Thank you all for tuning in. We're talking about hair, skin, and facial reconstruction. So we came to the conclusion last time that if a person has hair, it's good hair. But however, we have been, I would say, brainwashed or whitewashed to think that if a person has curly, natural, large coils, or if it's straight, that it's good hair. But no, really a nap or a kink is nothing but a tight curl. Now, I must admit some are tighter than others, and it's a little work. So they have to work a little harder. However, I mean, it's not bad hair. Now, I'm going to also share the book of Kebab that I shared on this particular episode. And it states here that love comes from within. You have to love you before you can love anyone else. Start loving yourself, and then you can share it. And if you don't have an example of love, look at God. Don't base your self-esteem on others, because it is called self-esteem, meaning it starts with you. It is not called others' esteem. However, sticks and stones may break my bones, and harsh words always hurt, contrary to the cliche of sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. But remember, anyone trying to pull you down, is already beneath you. So don't you get on that level. No, don't get on that level. Because if they're trying to pull you down, they are already beneath you. So we're going to talk a little bit about hair. We talked about we talked about the good and bad hair, and what's up with all this baby hair that everybody's having? Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get on a little rant. I saw a worker yesterday in Walmart. Now I think there's some stuff that girls are putting on their edges called edge control or something like that. But I don't think that stuff is supposed to turn your hair white. If you got too much, or you need to scratch it off like dandruff. Because I remember seeing people in my family, you sit down between their legs and they get a comb and they scratch the dandruff out. But they're walking around with look like white sheets of ice on these so-called baby hairs. What's up with that? People, help me out. Or that's a cheap version of something, but we need to fix that. We can't be out there repping one another like that. So back to the hair, we talked about protective styles, and just because a person wears wigs does not mean that the person does not have hair. There are a lot of people who just do it because it's convenient, it's easy, but they have a head full of hair under there. We talked about hair extensions, where people make fun of people with weave, but hair extensions have been around forever. We also discussed the fact that minorities are the ones that oftentimes are the consumers or the purchasers of all of these bundles and hair. However, we are not the ones that own it. So we have to fix that, people. Tara Rainey stated that that's the gel they're using. They need to wash it. Okay, so next time, well, I can find a nice way to say it's about time for a wash. Or maybe I'll just leave it alone. That's not my business. But no one that's close to me will ever walk around like that. And Monique said that it's cheap edge control. I don't know. If they keep using that, they're not going to have any edges like when we were growing up. For some reason, a lot of girls were bald-headed on the side. I don't know if that was the perm or what. But do y'all remember that? Like back in the 90s, everybody was bald on the side? I don't know what that was about. But I do remember that era going on, or that particular situation going on. All right, so we talked about the hair, and we get it. I mean, do what you want to do with your hair. Color it. Do whatever you want to do with it. Change it. But we did talk about how it seems as if a lot of people on television, for sure, are kind of being whitewashed. Everybody want to be a blonde. Now they say blondes have more fun. I mean, I don't know. They may. All right, going back to the skin, bleaching. A lot of people have bleached their skin. There were some examples, like Michael Jackson was one of them. How you doing, Shonda? Michael Jackson was one that basically went from a black man to a clear man. Little Kim has totally changed, not from just skin, and both of them, not just skin color, but their facial structure has definitely changed. They do not look like who we remember. They have totally changed. And my concern is, why are you doing that? Of course, Willie Lynch, he installed a foolproof method where you turn the light-skinned slaves from the dark-skinned slaves, and those lighter-skinned slaves or fair-skinned slaves did work in the house. So, that, I guess, it was a different status, because even in the gutter or in the hood, there's status. I've heard I've heard crack addicts say, well, you simply talk, at least I use a pipe and you use an antenna, but y'all both are putting a terrible substance in your body. So within everything, we talk about status. Also, since we're talking about skin, Sammy Sosa was another one that basically went from a dark-skinned man to a light-skinned man. And then Spice from Love and Hip Hop, she talked about black hypocrisy. We say that we're proud to be black. Everybody's throwing their fist up. However, it seems like a lot of people are doing everything not to be black. You have blonde hair. You're making your noses smaller. You're holding your mouth tight so your lips will be smaller. However, on the flip side, they are dyeing their hair darker. They're wanting to get dreadlocks. They are putting fillers in their lips. They're going to the tanning bed, spending tons of money and risking not lung cancer. They're risking skin cancer, trying to be darker. So is it hate? Is it envy? So those things can be very questionable. And as it relates to, I guess, colorism, I'm reminded of when I started dating. I was dating before ninth grade, but there was a particular girl that I was dating, and she was light skinned. Now, I had been told, I'm not going to say by whom, but I've been told, don't mess with no light skinned girls because they think they're cute and they'll cheat on you. And I'm like, whatever. I mean, if I like her, I like her. So I made the decision to date a light-skinned girl, and she was almost clear. And long story short, she did. She was cheating on me the entire time. And actually, she used me to take her to meet up with the other guy in which she was seeing. But I did not allow that to make me not date light-skinned people. I think all people skin is beautiful. And also, since you're on skin still, let's stop the comments like, oh, you have some beautiful dark skin. Is it supposed to be ugly? Or, oh, she's real cute to be a dark girl. What does that mean? What does that mean? That's very confusing. That's very confusing. Teresa Harper said that you can wear a protective style, but you still need to shampoo and condition your hair and your scalp. So with all that being said, just you need to take care. You need to take care of your hair whatever way it may be. And also, natural does not mean that it's kinky. I mean, natural can be with the press. I remember many a day using an old term, my aunt Estella using some like blue or green grease and parting the hair and giving women presses. That's a natural. I have a classmate who has been natural for years, and her hair is not tightly coiled or with a little ball on the top. That I see a lot of people that go natural. She didn't even do, I even been told that you don't have to do a big chop. Tara, if you still on here, I know that they have combed out dread. So there are some other decisions in some ways in which you can achieve what you want. Facial reconstruction. Again, we've talked about nose jobs and injections and cheek lifting and facelifts and putting the dents in the chin. Maddie Collins, how are you doing? That is a legend in education. Thank you for tuning in. And lastly, the dessert that we served up on that day was whitewashing the pump won't make the water pure. Again, whitewashing the pump won't make the water pure. Meaning you can change everything out here, but what's inside is going to be inside. What's in will definitely come out. So we've had 5 episodes of the Potluck. There is more to come. Tara stated that, it took 4 full days to comb them out. And again, so if there's someone that has dreadlocks and they're tired of it, you don't have to cut them off. You can comb it out. You can comb it out, and it may take 4 days if you're willing to do that, but you don't have to chop it off. Because this is my opinion, but some people don't look good with bald heads. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. Some women, your facial features are too strong, and you end up looking like me by the face. So just consider other options. And women, you guys do have a lot of options. You can cut all your hair off and throw a wig on, or unit. I'm sorry, they're called units, and you'll be just A-okay. Teresa stated that we are all shades. Love the skin that you're in and love our people. It's beautiful. That melanin is beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So we need to appreciate that. So people, if there's nothing else that you have that you want to bring to the potluck, we are drawing the end. I thank each of you for tuning in. Of course, today we were serving up leftovers, and we just simply revisited topics in which we had already covered. However, I do want to remind you on March 21st at 7 o'clock at Quapaw Quarter United Methodist Church, which is located at 1601 Louisiana Street, right here in the beautiful city of Little Rock, Arkansas. I would invite you to come out and share your talent. If there is a song or a poem, if you're a dancer, or if you used to dance or you used to sing, come on. This is an opportunity for you to test your skills out. And it's pay what you can. So if you have $10, pay $10. If you have $1, pay $1. If you have a quarter, pay a quarter. And if you have a food stamp, just holler at me. I'm just joking. We have another comment. Monique Battle stated that my father always encouraged me to love my skin, dark skin, aka chocolate mocha. And that's right, Monique. You are a beautiful person. You have beautiful skin, and I love you with, as my one of my mentors say, W. Bro, I love you with my whole heart. You can feel your positive energy when you come around. I definitely do appreciate you for that. People, if there's nothing else to claim our attention, I am about to take off this white chef jacket and go into my real kitchen and make one of my favorite meals, chicken, rice, and gravy. Chicken, rice, and gravy. It's been a long day, and I have fed you guys at the potluck. Now it's time for me to feed my natural body. Tiffany Washington, thank you for tuning in. Again, people, thanks for tuning in. I want you to like, tag, and share this video. Our highest analytic was, our highest views was 768. Let's supersede that. Let's double that. So like, tag, and share. And again, just tune in next week to the potluck. We have a brand new topic. I will announce that on Monday or Tuesday. Dr. Hurst, thank you for tuning in. Denise, thank you for tuning in. That's Cynthia. Say you want some? Cynthia, you know what? I got you on another day. I have one thigh. The life of a bachelor. I'm sorry. I have one thigh that I'm going to make some gravy from scratch. Don't let the cute looks fool you. I can cook. I know how to make gravy from scratch, so I'm going to make some of that and put that piece of chicken in that gravy, cook some rice on the side, and have my meal, and then I'm going to call it a night, people. It's been a long day. Booker has been booked. Again, make sure that you follow my page, and I hope to see your face in the place on March 21st at 7 o'clock p.m. at the Quapaw Quarter United Methodist Church at 1601 South Louisiana, right here in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas. If there's nothing else to claim our attention, I will see you next week, and thanks for tuning in to the potluck.